Department of Justice Special Counsel Robert Hur, looking into Joe Biden's handling of classified documents after leaving the White House as vice president. Department of Justice Special Counsel Robert Hur announced on Thursday he won't be pressing charges. Now, Washington is lousy with documents marked classified because the people in charge of the agencies want to keep secret how incompetent they are. Rarely is a document marked top secret because it's protecting an overseas asset. It's about protecting generals and cabinet officials who don't know what they're doing, which is why a lot of ex-presidents and ex-vice presidents, when they have their staff pack up their belongings, they end up accidentally taking classified documents home with them. It's an honest mistake. Vice President Mike Pence did it, and so did Vice President Joe Biden. And when they get a call from the National Archives and are told, hey, you're holding on to some stuff that doesn't belong to you, Pence and Biden said, oh, I'm sorry, let me go find it. And you know what they do? They turn it over. No harm. But Donald Trump, he refused to turn over boxes and boxes of documents marked classified that he took with him back to Mar-a-Lago after he left the White House. When the National Archives kept asking Donald Trump for those boxes, he wouldn't turn them over. So the FBI had to get a warrant to search Mar-a-Lago, and they found boxes and boxes of classified documents out in the open, inside one of the bathrooms at Mar-a-Lago or on the stage of a ballroom. We have since learned that Donald Trump would travel with his boxes and bring them up to his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club, where he was caught on tape showing classified war plans against Iran. He showed these plans, it's on tape, showed them to two writers and a couple of Trump flunkies, some hanger-ons. That's why Donald Trump got indicted for violating the Espionage Act. Let's never forget that one of the four criminal trials he faces this year, one of them is for violating the Espionage Act. Okay, now, it's perfectly fine to accidentally take classified documents. It's not okay to hide them from the FBI when they're searching your home for them. It's also not okay to show strangers invasion plans for Iraq while saying, and I quote, you know, we shouldn't be looking at this. It's classified. You're not allowed to see this, but now I guess it's too late. It's on tape. Donald Trump waving war plans in front of complete strangers. Okay. But because Donald Trump and Republicans play the game of what about, the Justice Department under Merrick Garland had to open up an investigation into Joe Biden's handling of classified documents. Somebody packed up the vice president's office, put some boxes in his garage in Delaware. Joe didn't know what he had there. And it's a false equivalency. The same way Mike Pence accidentally took these documents home. They're inconsequential. Everything is marked classified in Washington. But to be fair and to show that the Justice Department isn't prejudicial, they launched an investigation into Joe Biden's handling of classified documents. Trump flagrantly disobeyed the FBI, didn't hand them over. Pence, Biden, I think Obama, I'm sorry, here, have them, not Trump. And now the special counsel says he's not going to prosecute Joe Biden because he didn't commit a crime. He didn't hold on to the documents. But like James Comey clearing Hillary in 2016, this special counsel had to put a gratuitous dig into our Democratic candidate by saying it would be hard to find a jury willing to convict Joe Biden because he's way too sympathetic. He comes across, said the prosecutor, as an elderly man with a poor memory. Either indict him or don't. This is what Comey did. Either indict Hillary or don't. Shut your pie hole. In the 345-page report, the special counsel wrote, quote, "At trial, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did during our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory." Exactly. Now, Republicans will spin this whatever way they want. But it's not just the jury. Voters in November are also going to find Joe Biden sympathetic, well-meaning, and an elderly man with a poor memory, just like Reagan in 1984, who got himself reelected by a landslide. Here's how it's going to play out. Biden is going to get reelected, and everyone is going to make jokes about his lousy memory and his constant gaffes and confusion, just like they did with Ronald Reagan. And because we all have grandparents and welcome their wisdom, even if it's a little slow, we will forgive Joe Biden's missteps because he's doing an amazing job. He is. The economy is growing, and while Gaza and Ukraine are beyond words, America, despite what the Republicans are claiming now, America, I hate to break it to you, is not at war. It's funding war. And yes, some of our soldiers have just died in the Middle East, but we are not at war. We're profiting off war by selling weapons to people who are at war, but we are not at war. Biden is going to get reelected. And those 4 years, when he's serving his second term, will be a continental drift. It will be slow and quiet. Donald Trump will go to prison, and we'll just drift, and things will be calm until the polar ice caps completely melt by, let's say 2027, and we all drown. That's the way this plays out. Get over it. He's got a bad memory. Get over it.
It's time right now for the David Feldman Show. So get